Hi, welcome. My name's Jan and we're going to spend about 10 or 15 minutes just going through a couple of options for stepping through from our downward dog. We'll be taking a couple of modified variations of our basic sun salutation, getting us from downward dog down to the mat and getting our legs forward. So it's going to be more about finding ways to work with your body. So don't worry if you need to take a little bit of extra time, a few more extra breaths, pause, rewind, do whatever you need to do. But it's about finding comfort and ways that just work for you. If you have got 2 bricks, anything that can add as a couple of bricks, so books are good, have those available to you and place them just either side of your mat. And we'll come to those in a little while. And then, having done that, let's come to standing and make our way to the front of our mats. So find your way to a Tadasana setup, so mountain pose, even weighted feet, nice feeling of lift, relaxing through the fingers. And for today, let's open the arms out, palms facing forward, just encouraging the shoulders to be nice and broad. Lift through the crown of the head. Allow the chin to be level so the back of the neck feels long. And you're going to find a sense of your breath here. So breathing in and out through the nose. And if Ujjayi breathing is part of your practice, then maybe you're already making that lovely little soft sound of the sea as you bring your awareness onto your breath. And I'm going to move this plant because I'm likely to just poke my eye out. So let's just move that there. Good. So from that feeling of grounding through the feet and lift through the crown of the head, take an exhale. As you inhale, sweep the arms wide, and you might choose to look up and watch the arms come towards one another. When you're ready to exhale next, bring the arms out wide, bend the knees and bring the hands either to fingertips, flat to the mat, bending the knees as much as you need to. When you next inhale, bring the hands halfway. Hands to knees is a good option, so you've got time to think about lengthening through the spine and bring the chin down a little. Back of the neck is long. Wait for your next exhale and then bend the knees so that you can bring the hands flat to the mat. And we're going to slowly walk the feet back and find our way to a downward dog. Now in your downward dog, there's lots of tweaks that you can make through your practice. And the main ones for me are the width of my arms might be slightly wider than the shoulders. I tend to like a bend in the knees so that I can tilt my pelvis or stick my bum up a little more. And then push the ground away, and you can see the chest here begins to move towards the thighs. And then with that bend still in the knees, then I work my heels towards the ground. Let the head find length, so draw the chin down a little. Back of the neck should feel long, and my gaze is towards the back of the mat, or maybe even towards the kneecaps. And we're going to breathe here. As you next exhale, we're going to slowly bring the knees to the mat on this variation. Then when we inhale, get hold of our right thigh with our right arm and bring that right foot forward. Okay. So having brought it forward, we're then going to reconnect both hands, but more onto the fingertips and lengthen the chest forward. Tucking the back toes, we're going to press that back heel away, and that's going to lift your back knee. Now, the more you can press back into that back heel, the more strength you might experience through the back leg. And we're going to use that strength to spring forward in a moment. Reaching the chest forward as you draw the tummy in. Take a breath here and feel this shape. This is runner's lunge. Then as you next inhale, you're going to lift the buttocks slightly, maybe even the front toes might lift, And then as you exhale, spring forward and bring your body into a forward fold. Then pushing through the feet as you inhale, we're going to reach the arms wide all the way up. And exhale, hands through prayer. And let's go again, but using the left leg. So from Tadasana, reach the hands down towards the mat, open up those collarbones, lift and lengthen through the spine. Take an exhale. Slowly inhale, bringing the arms up, maybe you gaze up. Exhaling, bring the hands wide, bend the knees, enough so that you can bring the hands towards the ground. Inhale, hands back to the knees, lengthening the chest forward, allowing the back of the neck to feel long. As you next exhale, bring the hands to your mat and slowly begin to walk the feet back until you're in your inverted V or your downward dog. And once again, we're going to spend a little bit of a breath or two to give you time to just play around with maybe the width of the feet, maybe finding that feeling of bend in the knees, especially if the backs of the legs are tight here. When we're learning or exploring new shapes with our body, it can often feel very, very strange and uncomfortable. So little things like bending the knees can help find a bit of comfort in your practice. And then once you're able to, find a little bit of stillness. Come back to your breathing and notice how you're breathing here, in and out through the nose, nice and slow. Ujjayi breathing if that's your practice. And then slowly as you next exhale, let's release the knees to your mat. Untuck your toes, bring your left hand to your left thigh, and let's bring that left foot forward. Releasing both hands, but come onto your fingertips, and that allows you to maybe find a little bit more length through the spine, reaching the chest forward. We're going to tuck the back toes once again, and use that tuck and pressing back of that back heel to give us a bit of strength through the back leg. Chest is still reaching forward. We're back in our runner's lunge. We're going to hold here for a breath. Let you feel that shape. Tummy's in. And then as you begin to next inhale, lift the buttocks slightly. Maybe the front toes lift. And then as you exhale, springing forward, coming into that forward fold. Inhale, sweep wide all the way up. And exhale, hands through prayer. Let's go but once more with our right foot. So releasing the hands, finding your Tadasana pose. Take an exhale. Slowly inhale, bring the arms up. As you exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Taking an inhale, coming up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands and walk your feet back towards your downward dog. Maybe you're a little bit more intuitive about your placement on this round, and you can settle a little bit quicker into your shape. We'll take one more full inhale here. Exhale, we'll bring the knees slowly to the mat. Using the hand to bring our right foot forward. Releasing down here with both hands. Tucking the back toes and pressing back into that back heel. We hold for a breath here, finding our runner's lunge. And maybe you take a glance down at your front knee and just see that that's over the ankle. As you next inhale, let's lift the buttocks a little. Spring forward as we exhale, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, sweeping wide all the way up. Exhale, hands through prayer. Final side, coming towards the left. So again, starting with our Tadasana pose. Slowly as you inhale, bringing the arms wide and all the way up. As you exhale, bend the knees, chest reaches forward, hands come to our mat. Releasing as you inhale, hands to knees, finding that long spine. And as you exhale, plant the hands and walk the feet back to your downward dog. Adjust, make space, find that feeling of lift and length, and then find stillness for a breath or two. As you next exhale, drop the knees to your mat. Inhaling, bring your left hand to your left thigh and bring that foot forward. Hands are now either side of that front foot. As we exhale, we're going to tuck that back toe and press back. Reaching the chest forward, finding that same feeling of length through the spine. The chin is releasing a little so the back of the neck is long. And we hold here for a breath. So runner's lunge, feel that feeling of strength through the legs, tummy's in. And then floating, lifting as you inhale, and then bringing that back foot forward as you exhale into a full forward fold. And then a big inhale, push through the feet to come up. And exhale, hands through prayer. Releasing, give everything a little shake. And if you have your bricks, just come to the side of the mat or the front of the mat where the bricks are available to you. And we're going to take a couple of rounds, but using the bricks in a slightly different way of bringing the leg forward. So we'll be using a lifted leg and bringing the foot forward. And using the bricks will give us a little bit more height and make it maybe a little bit more accessible, just generally better and more pleasant to move from one shape to another. So we'll start at the front of our mat in our Tadasana pose. Take our exhale and then slowly inhale, bring the arms all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to fold all the way down. Inhale, you'll come halfway, lifting and lengthening. And as you exhale, you'll plant the hands and walk the feet back. So we're still going to walk the feet back towards our downward dog. And when you're working with props, you need to get used to the fact that you're going to have a little bit of messing around to do. So I use this time just to bring the bricks onto the mat, placing them about where the hands were, and then bringing my hands flat onto each of the bricks. So straight away I've got a lot more height here. I'm still going to think about the bend in the knees. That's still how I like to practice here. But I'm going to use the bricks as my grounding rather than being on the mat. On an inhale, I'm going to lift my right leg up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips nicely balanced. So as high as you are comfortable with, and that's going to vary depending on how you're used to practicing, how confident you might feel. Then as you exhale, you're going to look forward, bringing that knee towards the chest. Shoulders travel forward, and then we release the foot towards the front of your mat. And it may not get all the way there, and that's fine. You can kind of help it along a bit further if you wish, but we're more interested in the knee being over the ankle. So as long as the knee is over the ankle and that feels right for you, then placing it there and keeping it there is good. Once again, come onto your fingertips, reach the chest forward. Heel of the back foot is nicely active, pressing back. We're back in our runner's lunge. And once again, we're going to inhale, lift the buttocks. And as we exhale, spring forward and come into our forward fold. Inhale, sweep wide all the way up. Exhale, hands through prayer. Before we do the other side, I'm going to have to move my bricks to the other side of the mat. But for you, just take the bricks off the mat. So from here, nice feeling of Tadasana, lift and lengthen. Take an exhale, and then inhale, sweep the arms wide. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands and slowly walk the feet back to downward dog. Bringing the bricks onto your mat, placing each hand flat, making sure you've got all of the hand on the bricks. And then once you have the surety of that connection, you can then play around maybe with adjusting the feet. Maybe there's a little bit more length and width between the hands and the feet that you want to play with. Just adjust until you find the shape that works for you. Take a steadying breath here. And then on an inhale, you'll slowly lift your left leg. So leading with the heel, keeping the hips nicely balanced. And then when you're ready to exhale, bend the heel towards your buttock. So left heel to left buttock. Slowly draw yourself forward. So shoulders come forward, knee comes in towards the chest, and you place the foot down. Our main concern here is that we have some stability with the knee and the ankle. So as long as that knee is over the ankle, then I'd be pretty happy with that. Come onto your fingertips. And then the next thing we're looking for is a nice feeling of length through the body. So lengthening chest forward, heel pressing back. So we're using the whole body here in this pose. Hold for a breath here in our runner's lunge. And then on an inhale, lift the buttocks and use that momentum when you exhale to spring forward nice and slowly into your full forward fold. Sweeping wide, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands through prayer. Good. So let's do it once more each side. So have the bricks off the mat. Find your way to Tadasana. Nicely lifted starting point. Good feeling of grounding, open chest. Focus on your breath in and your breath out. And then with an exhale, release. And then inhale, come up. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Walk the feet back. And bring your bricks onto your mat. Once you've placed your hands, adjust, find the width and the shape that works best for you. And hold here. On an inhale, slowly lift your right leg up, leading with the heel, keeping the hips nicely balanced, so nice and slow with this lift here. And then as you exhale, bringing that knee forward, you're traveling forward, the shoulders are moving forward, the knee is drawing in, and then you're going to release that leg down to your mat. Check, knee is over the ankle, and come onto your fingertips. That gives you a lot more length available to you. So you've lengthened through the arms, you've reached the chest forward, and this back leg is extending. So we're finding space from the heel all the way to the crown of the head. Feel this shape. And then as you inhale, lift the buttocks and step forward, exhaling into your full forward fold. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, hands through prayer. And let's go again. Leave the bricks where they are on this round. So inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, if you feel comfortable, to bring the hands straight to your bricks and walk the feet back straight to your downward dog. Take 3 breaths here, and this is an opportunity for you to find the adjustments that you need. Each time you come in might feel different in your body. So just take that moment to just notice how it feels and make whatever adjustments feel right for your breath and your body. And then slowly, as we next inhale, left leg is going to lift. As we exhale, looking forward, allowing the shoulders to travel forward, bringing that knee in towards your chest, nice and close. And then place the foot out, heel toe. Come onto your fingertips as you inhale, extending and holding here. And then lifting the buttocks as you inhale, stepping forward as you exhale into your fold. Inhale, sweeping wide all the way up. Exhale, hands through prayer. So, a couple of things, a couple of ways for you to try. Never feel like using bricks or blocks is a step backwards. It's generally always a step forward, a positive thing for most people in their practice. And if it means you're a little breath behind what's going on in the rest of the class, generally speaking, you're heading for somewhere where there's a 3 or 4 breath hold, so you have time to just find your way to wherever the teacher is taking you. So I hope that helps. Namaste. Take care.